depending on cultural, historical, or maybe personal perspectives. So let's move on. So before going on the main point, the influence on society, we must go back. We must go some steps back in the past and see what was art like in the past. So at first, I want to say about art, what was it elements, the basic elements in the past, and what did artists use, what kind of techniques did they had. So at first, it started with 5 basic elements: line, shape, color, texture, and space. So these were the 5 basic elements that artists used. But with time, artists realized that art must also reflect quality, detailing, and inherent meaning, and thus began the birth of new styles of art, the evolution of modern art. So this was a brief information about the very start and the very beginning of simple art. So, and now we were going to read about ancient art and its characteristics. So we have the characteristics of ancient art. We have symbolism. Symbolism, like ancient art, often used symbols and visual metaphors to convey deeper meanings. Then the second characteristic is idealization. Like ancient art often idolized the human form and portrayed figures with exaggerated physical attributes. And the third one is narrative depictions. It means that many ancient artworks told stories or depicted historical events through visual narratives. And the fourth one is religious significance. This means that ancient art frequently had religious or spiritual significance. It was used to depict gods, goddesses, and religious rituals. And the last one is mastery of artistic techniques. This means that ancient artists displayed a high level of skill and mastery in their chosen mediums. So these are the 5 main characteristics of ancient art. Now on the next slide, I will provide 4 photos related to each characteristics. First, we have the religious significance. Just like I said, it was related to God. It represented gods or goddesses, and etc. And the second photo is the idealization. It shows and also it portrays the form of a human body. That how did they draw human forms or human body in the past? And the third one is symbolism. Just like I said, they use symbols and also visual metaphors to convey deeper meanings. And this picture is also named as the crying spider. And the last picture is related to narrative depictions. It means, as you can see in the picture, it's a bit crowded picture, and artists or art workers told the stories through these visual narratives. And just like this was some pictures of ancient art. So let's move on to the types of art that we have nowadays. Like, I can't just say all the types of art. There are more like 25 or 30 types of art, but I will say 3 main types of art, and that is sculpture. Okay, so as you can see, I have the 2 characteristics of sculpture. Sculpture is a 3-dimensional object, or 3D, and it is textured. Like sculptures have a texture like us. It is rough, it can be soft, it can be plain, or maybe it can be very clean or white, and etc. And the second type of art that we have is painting. It's a very simple type of art. Like most people have this as a habit or as a hobby. They can use it as a skill. It's their skills or talent. It is 2-dimensional and it has color and composition. And the last one is photography. Like every individual in this world and nowadays have the skill of photography. They take photos at every moment through their PCs, laptop, mobiles, and etc. So photography's characteristic is capturing moments in time and also visual representation. So here I have provided 3 images that each is related to the types of art that I just mentioned. So the first one is a painting, and her name is Mona Lisa. The artist is Leonardo da Vinci, and he painted this painting, and it is very famous. The second one is a sculpture. The sculptor name was Michelangelo. I don't know the real name. I can't pronounce it really right, but I hope I'm pronouncing right. And the name of the sculpture is David, and the artist was Michelangelo. And the last one is an image. The photographer of this image was Steve Ikhtiari. So I didn't know the girl's name when I searched in Google, so I named her a blonde girl because she is from our nation. And these were the 3 images that I provided for you guys so that you can have a sample of all 3 types of art that I just mentioned on my previous slide. So moving on, the main point that I have created, that I have pointed in my presentation, the influence of art on society. So first of all, I want to say that Art is a reflection of culture. Like art reflects the values, beliefs, and ideals of a society. It serves as a visual representation of a cultural practices, traditions, and historical events. The second one is communication and expression. Art is a powerful means of communication and self-expression. Artists use their creations to convey emotions, thoughts, and ideas that may be difficult to express through words alone. And the third one is aesthetic appreciation. That means that art enhances our aesthetic appreciation and enjoyment of the world around us. It adds beauty, creativity, and visual stimulation to our daily lives. The fourth one is a social critique and commentary. Art has the ability to critique and comment on social and political and also cultural issues. And the last influence that art can have on society is inspiration and imagination. This means that art stimulates our imagination and inspires us to think beyond conventional boundaries. It encourages creativity, innovation, and problem-solving skills. So these were the 5 main influences that art can have on a society. And at the last, I just want to say that these influence of art on society demonstrate a significant impact in shaping our understanding of the world, promoting cultural exchange, and fostering personal and social growth. So these were the 5 main influences. I hope you knew the 5 main influences of art on society. And just this is a very brief and accurate information about the development of art. I just want you to see that how art changed and evolved through times and eras. So in here I have provided 3 eras: ancient art, classic art, and modern art. The first one is ancient art. As you can see, their Egypt and also their way of styling is Egyptian. So the second one is classical art. This picture and this painting is related to the classic art, and this painting is very famous. It is named The Girl with a Pearl Earring, and it is also a very famous painting. The artist is Johannes Vermeer. He painted this painting in 1665. And this was the classic art. And the last one is digital art or modern art. And nowadays we use this kind of art. We draw paintings on our devices like tablets or anything else, but most of people draw art or draw some kind of things like these. So this was just some samples of the 3-era arts that I provided for you guys. So if we came to the conclusion, now we're going to revise and review everything that we just read in this presentation. We read about art and we knew about the definition. We said that art doesn't have one definite definition. It can have many definitions depending on what it is, what it conveys or what it portrays. And the second one is ancient art. We read about ancient art. We know about its characteristics now and also provided some pictures. And the third one is types of art. We said that there are many types of art, but I showed you guys the 3 main types of art: sculpture, photography, and painting. The fourth one is the influence of art on society, that I mentioned 5 main influences that art can have on society. And the fifth, the last one, is the development of art, that we had a comparison between 2 eras of art. So thank you so much. This was the conclusion and my last slide of the presentation. I just want to say, I just want to appreciate your guys' attention and your listening from my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope it wasn't boring for you. So yeah, thank you for your attention, and also I hope you enjoyed the journey. Goodbye and take care.